welcome back to my channel. Michelle Mahoney here. If you're new, I'm a lifestyle blog. I talk mostly about books, my online bookstore, but also about personal growth and how to live in a conscious living state, things like that. Today, I want to share with you that I am reading, I actually just finished reading Do You Remember by Freida McFadden. Freida McFadden is by far one of my favorite authors ever. She always throws a good twist in at the end. Just when you think you know it is going to happen, she slips something in and it's just fantastic. I love it every time. So I literally just finished that audiobook before I popped on here. And now I'm trying to finish up my Kindle book, which is Local Girl Missing. This is by Claire Douglas. I used the Libby app, which is your local library. So all these books are free. I don't have to, do Audible and things like that. I love Audible. It is very beneficial. I could do like the do's and don'ts of either of those, but that's not really the point of this video. But if you want to hear about that, put them in the comments down below. I can definitely make a video that talks about the do's and don'ts of Audible versus Libby, or why you can use both, because I've definitely done that too. But anyways, I wanted to start out this video today to talk more about conscious living and how I've decided that this is something I wasn't doing and I didn't even realize it. I've gone into such robot mode that I didn't even realize I was just doing life and not really being conscious with what I'm doing. And being conscious of your decision making throughout the entire day is a lot about self-love and self-care. And I think that sometimes you get so caught up, you don't even realize that you're doing it. I know that was the truth for me. And so my constant struggle recently is that I've really had a hard time sleeping. And I can usually get to sleep, but I can't usually stay asleep, or I wake up several times throughout the night. And while that is still happening, I'm waking up only maybe once instead of like 2 or 3 times, sometimes 4, depending on what the night is like. But last night, I only woke up once. It was very brief, and I went right back to sleep. And so I will say last night was probably one of my best sleeps in a very long time. And I did an entirely new practice last night. And so I'm thinking that that might have a lot to do with it. So I want to share with you what I have started to do to try to, combat this sleep issue that I'm having. Number one is a couple of weeks ago, I was having like such a hard time. The insomnia was so real. I couldn't even like get to sleep. It was like such a thing. So now that the cooler weather is here, I whipped out my weighted blanket. I absolutely love this thing. I will link it down below. I got it right off Amazon. I swear by this thing. It's just great. If you are an anxious person like myself, I feel like just like having the weight on you kind of like weighs you down and like centers you, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure there's more like mindfulness things about it. It just really, really helps me. It's like a giant hug. So it's almost like you're cuddling somebody, but you don't really actually have to cuddle someone. I just find it super comforting. I love it. And last night, well, actually, I should say this past weekend, I went to Martha's Vineyard with a bachelorette party group, and there was a really cool store there that had a lot of different interesting things. And so a lot of people have been telling me magnesium is super important, and there's all kinds of supplements and creams and all kinds of stuff, but I'm really trying to avoid taking any kind of like supplements or medication if possible. I'm not completely against it. I'm trying to be as medication free as possible just so I can clear out any side effects of medications, because right now I'm pretty much only on a once in a while allergy medicine, and sometimes I'll take a heartburn medicine, but I'm trying to be clear of all medications every day if possible. I know that is like super hard to do for a lot of people, but I'm working on that. So when I was over on the island, I stopped at this store. I actually wish I could remember the name of the store, but I do not. I got this cream called Luna Delgado Botanicals. That's like the name brand. And it's called Deeper Sleep. Oh, there's the camera. And this is like all non-toxic chemicals. Non-toxic ingredients. It's vegan. It's gluten-free. It's cruelty-free. I can't read all these because it's so small. Non-GMO. I will be honest. I'm not sure how I feel about the smell. It's not a bad smell, but I wouldn't say like, oh, I want to like smell it either. Like I don't want to embrace the smell too much, but it's not bad. It's like neutral. I guess neutral is a good word for it. But anyway, so the woman in the store told me that I should take this cream because it has magnesium in it, and you put it on the soles of your feet, and then you like put socks on, and then you go to sleep with it. I will say it seemed like really nice to put the cream on my feet because I tend to put some kind of foot cream on anyways. I actually have this like cracked heel stick right here on my nightstand that I usually do because my heels are terrible. I'm a heel walker. It's like a whole thing. I'm learning a lot about my body that I usually ignore, and I'm trying not to do that anymore because it's not helping me in the long run. So anyways, deeper cream sleep, magnesium, goes on your soles of your feet. If you haven't done research about the soles of your feet or how important your feet are to your overall entire body, highly recommend that. Maybe I'll link down below some of the websites I've checked out, because it's crazy how much your feet are linked to like so many different things. It's nuts. So I tried this. These next two things are definitely more out of the box for me and something I never really thought I'd be really into or interested in, but I did start going to yoga even more frequently over the past couple of years, and they talk a lot about this kind of stuff, and I just kind of went with it because I was more there for like the exercise and meditation part. But I'm going to share because I feel like there's no harm in these things. I just come from, I think, a family that is very much like skeptical of these things, and so I feel like it's cool to embrace something new. The first thing is I got this box, same store, on the Vineyard. I should try to find and link it below which store this was. I got a set of 100 chakra cards. And if you know anything about chakra, there's like all these different parts of your bodies that they represent, and you can help like get deep into those kind of things. And there's all different ways to really like center yourself, that kind of thing. It says channel more confidence, creativity, and joy in your life. And I just feel like if nothing else, they're like good little inspiration cards to kind of help you like think, stop your regular like ideas and thoughts going through your head and kind of like focus on one particular thing. And it just kind of like helps you like realize there's so much more going on in life, and like you don't have to be stressed out about stuff. That's how I feel about it. So the one I did last night is your root chakra, and that's the bottom one. So like your bottom area. And this affirmation is, I am here and I am safe. And that one was really good for me to kind of start with, and, you know, kind of just thinking about like being here in my room. I'm safe. This is a safe place. I have people in this house that are safe with me. It was just like really nice. And then I also found this zodiac box. It is Gemini because I'm Gemini. And so in here is clear quartz and citrine. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but that's what I'm going to say. And so here's the citrine, which is the self-cleansing stone of prosperity. It encourages one to look toward the reality of excellence. It clears the aura and smooths over conflict in interpersonal relationships. I feel like that is something I've definitely been struggling with a lot this year. I've gone through a pretty big transformation within my family, and yeah, I just feel like I'm definitely have been like struggling with like how to maintain relationships and boundaries and setting boundaries and keeping boundaries and all those kinds of things. And then there's the clear quartz, which I actually have another big stick of one of these. I think it's actually on my windowsill that I got from yoga. This one is the Master Healer and Energy Transmitter. It amplifies energy of all other stones and brings light of the stars to the soul. And so when I was last night, I sat in like crisscross applesauce. I had one stone in each hand. I put on my phone. I did like relaxing sleep music. And then I read my chakra card and I said my affirmations. I had just like sat here for probably like 3 to 5 minutes. And I just like zoned out with my own feelings and tried to kind of calm my body, not go on TV, not even listening to something on my phone. Like, well, no, I was listening to music, but I meant like nothing like podcasts or games and things like that. Like I kind of just wanted to like zone out. And I felt really good about it after. It was just kind of like a way to calm my body down. I am somebody that I constantly say, like, I don't know how to relax. Everyone's like, just relax, just do this, be calm, be cool, collected. Like, I just don't usually know how to do that. And so another thing I will say that I did last night that's different from my normal night is at around, I don't know, I think it was maybe like 9 o'clock at night, I went into my living room, I got my blanket, I got my laptop, I had my animals, and my cat was one place, my dog was in the other. I snuggled up, I put on Sex and the City, and like I went on my laptop and just kind of like did the things that I like to do on there, like YouTube and blogging and all the things that I love. And I just kind of like chilled out. And then after I was kind of like tired of doing that, I went on and like watched some TV shows, and it was just, it's crazy, but I have not sat there and just like vegged out and watched TV by myself in a very long time. And so it was like really refreshing to do. And I'm actually like really looking forward to doing that tonight. I usually, once my kids go to bed, I go downstairs and I do work, and I'm constantly like thinking about things and doing things, and just, I'm always moving. And while that's like a great thing to move a lot, I'm also not relaxing my body like at all. So I think between relaxation before bed and then actually coming and like, I brushed my teeth, I flossed, I washed my face, I like did all the things I needed to do in the bathroom, and then I came and did my little like meditation thing. I just feel like it really like calmed me. And usually I will read before bed, but last night was pretty late at night when I did end up like coming up here at like midnight. And so I was actually so tired that I didn't read before bed, which I usually will do. And so I probably will bring this with me tonight. But another thing I did too, after the meditation and all those things, I then went to go do my gratitude journal, because I feel like after having that moment where I could kind of like sit and relax, it brought me to be like thinking about all the things I'm grateful for and all the things I have, and like just like, you know, focus on the relationships that I have with people, things like that. So it was like a lot easier for me too to like sit here and write about a couple of things. So this just, I'll give you some examples of what it says. I just got this at the dollar store, honestly, and you can like make your own. There's 1,000 different things you could do. But this has like the date, and it says things to pray for, small or big wins of the day, what made you happy today, how did you take care of yourself today, what inspired you today, what are you grateful for, what was the best part of your day, and then it has like a little doodle page where you can like doodle, which I don't really do too much of that. I suppose I could think about more ways to do that, but I don't really use the doodling page too much. I'm like a doodler when I'm like on the phone or trying to listen to something else. But anyways, I really like the gratitude journal. I feel like it kind of helps you like bring everything out, and kind of like collectively for the day, like you kind of have that brain dump of like getting everything out. Maybe even the doodling page, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, could be that way of like getting out anything that like I need to do the next day, or just getting all of the thoughts and things out of your head. I feel like can be super helpful. So that's my little spiel about that. And now I want to take you downstairs into my office so we can talk about the things that I'm working on for my own little personal blogging experience. Okay, so now we're down in my office, and part of my new life experience that I'm working on is really being more diligent about being on YouTube and recording and talking about the things that I'm doing, because the only way for you to know what I'm actually doing is for me to share it with you and have that part of my life being vlogged. And so I'm now downstairs. If you've been watching, I've moved my office quite a bit. I've been in this room a lot, and then I went upstairs. Now I moved back downstairs. It's just been a whole thing. Like, you can look back at my videos if you're really interested in that. I just feel like it's really important to have any kind of place in your house, if you can, to just be able to have space to, you know, spread out and do the things that you want to do. And for me right now, my biggest focus is making YouTube videos and blogging. I've always loved writing. I have 2 books that I've written. I'm working on re-editing my second one, and then I want to move on to doing a third. I already have a lot of ideas for the third, and then someday maybe even doing like a fiction. But right now I really feel like being writing about truthful things and life experiences and things like that. That's like really where I feel like my passion is. That's why I talk a lot about personal growth and mindful living and things like that, because I just feel like I struggled with that for so long. That is something that I can share expertise in, is, you know, giving you some ideas of how you can move on, accept the things that have happened, not dwell on it, and you don't have to live, you know, miserable forever. You just don't have to. Okay, so when I'm down in my office, I've got my laptop behind me. I usually like to write at least 1 to 2 blogs, depending on what the topic is. I usually do focus on like 1 a day, but I have learned this past weekend I went for the away for a bachelorette party, and then I had like 2 or 3 days that I wasn't able to put a blog up. So I really do feel like I want to do more like batch blogging, so that way I have some scheduled in advance, and that way I never have to worry about missing a blog for you guys to have, because it will still be my thoughts and feelings, but maybe even like spreading them out a little bit more, but having them scheduled so that I always have something out there for you to read and be invested in. And because I already have gone through so many things in my past life, I will be able to talk about things and have a really good conversation about that, and, you know, spark a different idea in a blog, because it's not like I'm just going through my day-to-day. I'm going through things in the past and sharing like what I've learned to cope with that and move on in the future. And so one of the things I do when I'm down here is I have a notebook, It's just like a regular pink notebook. But in here, like it has, I got these at BJ's Wholesale Club. But in here, it has like the topic and then the date. And so I can really write down like, what do I want to talk about? Like if I'm thinking about like a YouTube idea, or if this one is my new schedule, I can like write that as my topic, pick a date, and then go ahead and focus on my notes for that particular thing. And it kind of just gives me that brain dump, that focus to be able to work on the thing that I want to work on. And then I also have my planner. I just write down like the things I'm going to do that day. I really had nothing on my calendar except for work. And so today was like a nice like day to be able to be late or rush around because I didn't have a lot going on. But this also has like this week's priorities, your shopping list, things you're grateful for, some habits you want to track, and that has like the whole calendar here. So I usually will like fill out that. And then on top of it, I have my fitness planner. And so I'm really focusing on my health, my diet, things like that. And so this planner in particular allows you to keep track of, like it has a monthly calendar. It has a habit tracker, 2 habit trackers. And then it tells you like your weight at the beginning of the month, your weight at the end. And then each day it will go through and you can have like a little note space. How much did you weigh? How much did you sleep? What activity did you do? Your water, your energy level. I wouldn't say right now I use all the things, but I do like having a specific spot that I can kind of like keep and have my journey. And then I also use the Lose It app that is on my Apple iPhone. I can link that down below too. I don't have any sponsorships with any of these things. I'm just letting you know like what I use in case you're interested. Okay, so now for blogging. I have a website. It's MichelleLisaMahoney.com. Very simple. It's just my name. But I like to go on there. I use Wix.com. Again, not sponsored. I'm just telling you what I use. But it's super helpful for me to be able to write down my thoughts, share them with you. I hope to inspire other people to be able to live a better life. I also talk about like reading, and I have a PANGO bookshop, which I like to do. So I like to come down here and, you know, post my books, talk about books, read, go on the internet and talk about books and share different insights of people. And so coming down to my office is really nice, like safe space for me. And it's like my fun hangout spot. And like my kids are outside playing with their friends and I come and do this. And it's just my way of like doing my own thing and kind of like relaxing from the rest of the day and things that have happened. And this is like my fun, happy place. Like, so now that I've shared a little bit about me, I hope that you'll go ahead and do the same. And I'd also love to know, what are some of the things that you do every day that are conscious living choices? Are you thinking about the things that you do before you do them? Are you taking your time? Are you rushing through things? Because I find myself, I will rush through the day and I just make a bunch of choices and I don't really think about the before, the after, the during, any of that. And so I find that my day goes through, and then I find at the end of the day, a lot of the times I'll think, ooh, what did I even do today? Or did I even spend some conscious time with my children or my pets or my husband or with the people I was with all day? Like, what are the choices that I'm making and how are they affecting me, especially at the end of the night when the end of the day is through? Like, do I feel accomplished with my day? Do I feel like I did all the best things that I could have done? Did I exercise? Did I eat right? Did I track my food? Like, there's just a lot of different things about your life where you can really take control. And before, I always felt like I was someone that was out of control and then I couldn't do things. And I feel like the more mindful you are with what you want to be doing with your mind and your body, then you're more in tune with how things are going and you won't feel so out of control because you get to make the choices that you want in your life. And so I'd love to hear what you're doing in your life to make conscious decisions, or did this video help you think about that idea in a different way and maybe you haven't before? I would love to know that as well. And if you're interested, please go and check out my blog, MichelleLisaMahoney.com. I'd love to see you over there. And then also my Instagram, my TikTok, all the things is MichelleLisaMahoney.com, so you can catch me there, and I'd love to see you sometime. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.